Coming up on the November edition of Channel 12's Lakeside News, we'll introduce you to a local artist who documents his vast life experiences and interests through his vibrant work. The city of Deephaven honors a beloved resident with a special dedication. Hundreds gather at the 9/11 Memorial in Mound to commemorate the 10th anniversary. And we'll head to Loretto to recap their annual family-friendly Fun Fest. Lakeside News is next. Hi, I'm Chris Vogt, and welcome to Lakeside News, where you'll find news and events from around the lake area. In this month's Around the Lake, we'll introduce you to Deephaven artist Philip Noyed, whose vivid images and bold colors tell stories about his life experiences and passions. Tyler Rabe reports.
Everything is active in the painting.
Artist Philip Noyed truly lives his life on a canvas.
Well, with my paintings, I sketch regularly, and when I sketch, I just let whatever flows flow. For me, it's really best for me to come up with an idea that I then build off of, and then often I'll have like hints. I'll listen to the radio and I'll hear something about Prometheus or by Franz Liszt or something by Mozart, and so then that gives me a theme. Color is something that is very primary within my paintings. I see painting with different colors as chording, and then figurative because as it turns out, there's many figures within most of my paintings. One thing that's influenced me is just music and composers. And the similarities between being a painter and composing a structure in black and white, and then being the painter who brings it to life with color. Basically, over a sketchbook, one idea will emerge as very powerful, and so it's more of an exploration, and I don't really start with a set point. I started in drawing when I was little, and it's always been a part of my life. Art has always been a part of my life, but I did filmmaking and photography in high school, and I've kind of come back around to that.
Never one to settle, Philip set a goal for himself to qualify for the Boston Marathon. To document his challenge, he turned again to his art.
It took me 5 years. I thought it would be easier. But 5 years of training, and I finally nailed it. What I wanted to do with the marathon was start from the beginning and take it through to the very end. This one was a challenge for me because I actually started with a subject point, and I wanted to do it within my style and be able to convey the energy of a whole marathon within a painting. It took me about a month to complete. And I think that that's in part because there are so many different sub-themes within it and trying to hold it all together. The center figure is really galloping, but up in the air and almost weightless. But I actually use the soles of my shoes and put them onto the painting, and so those become part of the texture of the painting, is the actual shoes I use for running the marathon. I think that it is similar to my passion as a runner, and I think that the running discipline lends itself to being an artist because you have to be very goal-oriented, each one of these paintings is the beginning of an exploration, and I really enjoy the process of both painting and researching about the content.
For Philip, art is about exploration and discovery, and considering his wide range of influences, his journey seems far from over.
I love it. I love the fact that in an abstract painting that people can find their own, both their own objects, but also their own meaning.
Coming up after the break, the city of Deephaven honors a beloved resident with a special dedication. Lakeside News returns in a moment.
You are watching the LMCC, the Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission's community television channels. The LMCC is starting negotiations with our cable television service provider, Mediacom, regarding renewal terms for the existing 15-year cable television franchise for our area. We are interested in hearing your comments regarding Mediacom's current service and possible future service suggestions. You may communicate with us via our email address, franchise@lmcc-tv.org, via postal mail to Franchise Renewal, Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, P.O. Box 385, Spring Park, Minnesota, 55384-0385. Or you may call and leave us a voicemail message at 952-279-2404.
Have you checked out the LMCC website lately? It's been redesigned and we're now online. Check us out at www.lmcc-tv.org.
We're here today to dedicate this bench to Betty Bridge and to celebrate her 98th birthday. She's a 65-year resident of Deephaven, Minnesota, and we're here to honor her. Also, the mayor, Paul Screedy, will be here any moment to make a proclamation of a Betty Bridge Day for the city of Deephaven.
Okay, this is Mayor Scrady, and he's going to make a presentation.
He's my friend.
I am your friend. You're my friend. Thanks for being here.
Isn't this something?
It is.
It is really something.
Have you been doing this like 98 times now?
Yeah, I bet I'm the oldest person in Deephaven.
I know you're older than me.
You can make that announcement, yeah.
No, my mother raised me correctly. We don't discuss women's age.
I know.
The mayor of the city of Deephaven hereby proclaims October 2nd, 2011 as Betty Bridge Day throughout the city of Deephaven. Betty's been a lifelong resident of the city of Deephaven and continues to demonstrate the very best qualities of friendship and kindness. Family, friends, and fellow residents. In recognition of these very special attributes, I'm honored to proclaim October 2nd, 2011 as Betty Bridge Day within the city of Deephaven. And may Betty's life serve as an example and an inspiration to all of us. All right. Congratulations.
So now we'll cut the ribbon.
And you can sit down, Mom.
You can sit down, Mom.
Turn around.
This is this says, let me read this to you, okay? The plaque says,
Trying to.
Oh, you covered up the writing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's right behind your ribbon.
it says Betty Bridge, 1913 and on. It says, come sit a while and enjoy this beautiful day in Deephaven. We thought this place was really appropriate because Mom's property used to come right to here. And in hard times, she sold off the bottom part, and we survived. And then her best friend lived right there, Shirley Russell. And Mom's 98, as you know. And if you're 98, that means that she was born before women's suffrage. When she was born, women couldn't vote. They couldn't vote. She was born before Prohibition. Women couldn't drink. You can't vote, you can't drink. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And so she's gone to work right there, Jack. And one war after another. World War I, she was alive. World War II, Vietnam, Korea. The wars that we have going on now, the Spanish-American War. So, in 98 years, she's taken up a lot of space. And so it's all good for her now, which is great. And this is also appropriate because I used to see my mom walk down this hill, sort of a little emotional, and walk through the snowbanks to get over to her job. There's a housekeeper and a maid. No matter what the weather was, she went over there every single day to work. And we didn't have welfare or, excuse me, we didn't have anybody else to lean on except Mom, and she did it all. Very little help from anybody except her close friends who were always there to keep an eye on the kids and bring over some baked goods once in a while. So this spot is super. And before I forget, I want to thank Mayor Scrady. I contacted him and he took care of it. And Teresa at the City Hall. And the administrator, Dana, has been wonderful. We ordered this from Pennsylvania in honor of Phyllis, who's from Pennsylvania. And got it in and just in the nick of time, and they came down here promptly and set it up for us. They really went the extra route. And so
and the weather.
I don't live in Deephaven, but if I did, I'd keep voting for those people, that's for sure. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you all get a chance to say hello to Mom while you're here. If she doesn't tire you out too much. And we've just left Axel's where she just ate a huge meal. So thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. You made this complete for all of us.
Well, I'm just remembering back 66 years when we first moved here from Pennsylvania. My mother was a lady only in her 30s, and she was a single mother, single working mother. In the days before, there were a lot of single working mothers. She cleaned for the Daytons and the Glicks and the Walkers, and therefore I babysat for them. It was a wonderful place to grow up. My mother made sure that we had everything we needed, and the most significant thing she had was keeping us here in Deephaven, where we could have the swimming pool and the swimming in the lake and the ice skating in the winter, and we had a very, very good life here.
Okay, Betty, it's me, and I lived right there in that house. I'd run over to your house, you'd come over to my house and to visit my mom, and it's so thrilling to be a part of this. And best of everything this year and the years to follow. Love you very, very much.
I've known Betty since I was 4 years old because my mother and Betty were best friends, and we lived like 2 doors from her for all those years, all the growing up years. So she was like my mother to me, and she's been a special, special friend to me now all over the years. I mean, a friend, not even just like a mother, just a friend that you can tell everything to, and just a sweet, sweet lady that I love dearly.
We know Betty through just walking the neighborhood on a daily basis with our dogs, Lucky and Lola, and I've come to know her for many years and appreciated her friendship and her insights. Betty, we wish you a happy birthday, happy 98th birthday, and all the best to you. You're just terrific. We just love you very much.
Happy birthday, Betty. We love you.
I moved here 66 years ago with my mom. And she's become a national treasure as well as a Deephaven treasure. So being able to honor her today has really been special for all of us. And I know she feels the love from everybody. So thanks for coming out and checking with us today. Take care.
Well, Grandma, you're 98. That's crazy and amazing. I'll always remember coming down here when I was younger. We would look at the birds trying to get in and the cats trying to get into your well house. I told you to put honey so that the cats can get to the birds. I remember coming through and walking down just the path over here. You used to tell me all sorts of stories about the trolls that used to live under the bridge. We would pick apples and come walk down here. It's amazing, Grandma, that you've lived this long, and I hope to have the longevity as you do. I love you.
One of the most important parts of Betty's life are her friends. And I live in Arizona, and so many times when I'm talking to her on the phone, what she has to talk about is, of course, the weather in Deephaven. But after that, the most important thing are her friends and what everyone is doing and who she's seen and whose kids are going where and who's walking down the street to the beach. And this place and the people that are her friends are the center of her life.
I'm Jen Olson, State Senator from Senate District 33, which serves all of the Lake Minnetonka communities within Hennepin County. I always appreciate the opportunity to come and be a part of Capital Update, and also I welcome hearing from many constituents who say they have watched the program. So thank you for the wonderful service that you give to our whole area at Lake Minnetonka Cable Communications.
Welcome back. And now for this month's Lake Lore.
Before cars became popular, one of the easiest ways to travel from bay to bay on Lake Minnetonka was by steamboat. One of these boats, the Minnehaha, has been recovered and restored, and today gives scenic tours of Lake Minnetonka. The Minnehaha was built in 1906 by the Twin City Rapid Transit Company, and like most other steamboats of the time, was named after the area it serviced. The Minnehaha and other boats like it helped residents travel from their homes around the lake to their places of work. It was advertised at the time that boats like the Minnehaha could move passengers as fast as a train with the leisure of a boat ride. As cars became more popular, people used the steamboats less and less, and in 1926, a few of the boats, including the Minnehaha, were decommissioned. However, instead of disassembly, they were dragged out to the deep waters of Lake Minnetonka near Big Island and scuttled. Thankfully, the Minnehaha's story doesn't end there. After 54 years of sitting at the bottom of Lake Minnetonka, it was recovered in 1980 by a man named Jerry Provost. The Minnehaha was fully restored by 1996 and has started sailing again, this time purely for leisure.
Previously on America's favorite daytime drama, Lake Minnetonka. Brick has a secret.
Bunny,
Yes, Brick?
I have a secret.
What is it?
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message.
The Lake Minnetonka Communications Commission, located in Spring Park, Minnesota, offers free television production classes. You heard it right. Free, free, free. All you need to do is sign up and show up to receive your special TV training. That's right, folks. That's it.
Wow, that sure looks easy.
Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help bring your idea to the big screen. Well, that is if you have a big screen.
Why, thank you. We are very friendly and knowledgeable.
You'll learn the secrets of how a television studio works.
If you can't see video, try taking off the lens cap.
Wow! Thanks, LMCC.
From studio lighting and nonlinear editing to on-location shooting, we'll guide you down the path you need to succeed. Just call us at 952-471-7125 or go to our website at www.lmcc-tv.org to get started today. Hurry in, folks. An opportunity this good won't last forever.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
So, you're not mad?
Of course not, you big lug. I just wish that you would have told me about LMCC's production classes. Maybe next time we can take classes.
Together?
Well, I was here, 9 years ago. I was one of the members of the council, and it was put on by the VFW. And I thought, 10-year anniversaries, 20-year anniversaries, they're the big ones, and they're times to reflect. And I think when you look at America, we're a bunch of cats and dogs. We're a family that fights like cats and dogs and don't agree upon things. But when there's a tragedy, we all get together and we remember and we put everything aside. And that's sort of what today is everybody puts aside all of their conflicts, gets together and remembers, so you don't have things like this happen again.
Well, thank you all. I want to, the City of Mound really wishes everyone a very warm welcome today on this most historic day. We're on this spot today to remember and honor those heroes and innocent souls lost who 10 years ago today were thrust into the heart of the 9/11 attacks in New York, Washington, and Pennsylvania. The memorial that you see here next to me was dedicated exactly 9 years ago today. That was on the 1-year anniversary of the attacks that startled our nation on 9/11.
Today we are honoring the memories of all those who were lost on 9/11. We're also honoring those who represent the heroes of 9/11 and the decades since. Our military families, our veterans, our first responders who were responding just a little bit ago, as well as law enforcement. We will never know how much worse those tragic events on 9/11 could have been, or how many things have been prevented since that time of 9/11, and you are still preventing today, were it not for your service and support. We not only owe you our thanks, more than that, we owe you our undivided support, and thank you.
1 month after I finished my basic soldier training, I witnessed the tragedy of 9/11. I, like many other people in this country, were devastated and shocked that this could happen on our soil. During my training in the military, we spent what seemed countless days and hours training and working hard to become American soldiers. This training was tough, but every one of us were there for one reason: to become disciplined and well-trained men and women so we may join the ranks of the American soldier.
As a nation, we mark the 10th anniversary. We stop, we recall what we were doing, we all remember, and we honor and pay tribute to the innocent men and women who were killed in those attacks and those who died trying to save them. I would like to thank all of those who have served in uniform, the firemen, the policemen, and every service member who has ever put on a uniform, whether they've deployed or not.
Normally we think of heroes as soldiers of war and law enforcement or rescue people like the ones we have represented here. But I think of Gordy and the other victims of this attack are also heroes, because they gave up their lives pursuing their dreams, working, striving, achieving, and exercising the freedoms that define democracy. The hijackers attacked those freedoms. They took away our countrymen. They took away our friends. And they took away our family members. But they can never take away our way of life. And they can never take away our memories of our fallen heroes. This has been a difficult 10 years for the Amos family, as it has been for many others. We have cried and we have mourned. But our family has discovered a strength and unity that we never knew we had. I hope the memory of the heroism of Gordy and the other victims will help all of us in our country rediscover our own strength and unity.
I've been given the privilege of bringing the words and thoughts of the Burnett family to you on this never-to-be-forgotten day. Over the past 10 years, there have been countless people who have gotten out of their seats, stood up to do something in Tom's memory to make our world a brighter and safer place to live. We're so humbled and thankful for these people and hope that our son's life and actions continue to inspire all of us to do something right each and every day.
We honor those who were lost in or affected by the events of September 11th, 2001, and salute those who bravely serve our country today. No greater love can one have than to lay down one's life for another.
When a firefighter was killed in the line of duty, the fire alarm office, through the telegraph, would tap out a special signal. On September 11th, 2001, 343 firefighters at the Trade Center passed in one day. It was a tragic day for the families of the firefighters, for America's fire service, and for all of us Americans. So we would like to pay tribute to all those firefighters that have passed with the tolling of the bell.
Coming up after the break, we'll head to Loretto to recap their annual family-friendly Fun Fest. Lakeside News returns in a moment.
It's your community, it's your airport. Being aware and vigilant is the best defense against the ongoing threat of terrorism. As users of the airport, you are our eyes and ears. If you see anything suspicious at or near MSP International Airport, report it to the airport police.
The very real and deliberate threat that this nation faces is not confined to the airport. If you see suspicious activity anywhere in the community, report it to your local police department. You are an important part of keeping our communities safe.
Keep an eye out and keep our airport safe.
Be aware, be vigilant, and be safe.
Hundreds of people gathered at Loretto Fun Fest. Activities for children. Climb the rock wall. That will wash right out. Tug of war. Bean bag competition. And be sure to catch the Canine Police Officers demonstration.
I'm Deputy Winesrow at the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. This is my canine partner, Eddie. If anybody were to come up to me and start assaulting me or knock me to the ground, Eddie's trained to apprehend that person to help basically save me. Anytime we deploy the dog, we have to give a warning that we're deploying the dog. That allows the suspect to give up. If he doesn't give up, we're free to send the dog in. All the apprehension dogs are single purpose, meaning they only do one job. That's to find human odor. We'll have one of the other deputies come out. We'll just do a quick bite demonstration. He knows that it's a bite sleeve. Eddie can't make any apprehension on his own. He has to be told to make that apprehension. He has to stay until he's told. So let's see what he can do. Stay!
Hope to see you next year.
Well, there you have it. News and events happening in and around the lake area. If you have a news story or see something exciting going on, please let us know. We can be reached here at the LMCC at 952-471-7125, via email at lmcc@lmcc-tv.org, or please check us out on our website at www.lmcc-tv.org. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month on Channel 12's Lakeside News.
This month on Seniors on the Go, we'll hear what Center Director Mindy Anderson has planned activities-wise for the month of November. We'll address busing as a very common issue here in the lake area amongst seniors. We'll highlight the Gillespie Center and all of the programs and activities that you can get involved in here. And of course, we'll have another fabulous Cooking with Barb segment. Seniors on the Go airs weekdays on LMCC's Channel 12.